Start.
Postgraduate School, Department of Business Administration. My name is Usman Umar Bulinkora. Program of Study MBA Islamic Finance, Department Business Administration. Course code MBA 817, course title Business Communication. University Academic Semester, first semester. Date of assignment 16th November 2025. Date of submission, date of assignment submission, Yes. Question. Find a video of a recent significant business presentation delivered by a Nigerian executive, e.g., example, an investor call, a product launch, or a major press conference. Conduct a formal critique of this presentation within a technical discourse in the course materials. Your analysis should evaluate the effectiveness of the opening, the logical structure, the use of visuals, the speaker's energetic behavior, and the clarity of the call to action. Conclude your presentation, your paper, by proposing specific constructive feedback on how the presentation could have been made more persuasive. Abstract. This paper presents a formal critique of the presentation. Electrifying Northern Nigeria 2025 to 2035, delivered by Ahmad Rufai Zakari, former special advisor to the president. The presentation outlines a 10-year plan to expand electricity, infrastructure, and access across northern Nigeria, using qualitative descriptive analysis and guided by communication theories on persuasive presentation. This the effectiveness of the opening, logical structure, use of visual speakers, energetic behavior of the speaker, and the clarity of the call to action. Findings indicate that the presentation successfully establishes credibility and data-driven authority, but lacks emotional engagement, structural signposting, and concrete call to action. The paper concludes with practical recommendations to enhance clarity, persuasion, and stakeholder engagement for the future iterations.
Start.
Access to reliable electricity. I will now begin by introduction. Access to reliable electricity remains one of the most pressing development challenges in northern Nigeria. Yes, it is. As I'm talking to you, I was presenting this presentation. NEPA took on the light, so I have to adjust. So we really need access to electricity. Ahmad Rufai presentation, Electrifying Northern Nigeria 2025-2035. Provide a roadmap for achieving sustainable power access through public and private collaboration. The aim of this research is to critically evaluate the communication effectiveness of that of Zakari's presentation using established public speaking and business communication frameworks. The objectives are to assess the clarity and the impact of the opening, evaluate the logical and visual structure, analyze delivery and audience engagement, and determine the strength of the concluding call to action. Digital analysis provide constructive feedback to improve future professional presentation, addressing strategic infrastructure issues. This study adopts a qualitative descriptive research. Design. The primary data source is recorded via YouTube presentation, Electrifying Northern Nigeria 2025 to 2035. Observation notes were accorded according to the 5 analytical categories derived from public speaking literature, started by opening, structure, visuals, delivery, and call to action. In my findings, results show that in the opening, Zachary begins with an overview of the northern Nigeria electricity deficit and a statement of intent to transform access by 2035. This establishes urgency and credibility. Yes. And then the structure organized around a problem solution outcome framework, but transition are abrupt, limiting narrative flow. That means transition is so sudden, unexpected. Anyway, the next one, structure.
Start.
Visuals. The visuals uses charts and regional maps effectively, but slide contains dense text and small font, reducing accessibility. Demeanor, that is his behavior. His calm, authoritative delivery, confident posture, minimal gesturing, and tonal variation. Call to action appeals for collaboration among stakeholders but lacks a defined mechanism, that is timeline, target metrics for the participation. Effectiveness of the opening. Zachary's openings effectively highlight the energy gap in Nigeria, in northern Nigeria, immediately establishing relevance and authority. The use of data underscores expertise, yet the absence of human interest angles weaken emotional connection. As Gallo 2019 notes, stories or brief anecdotes can anchor abstract data in relatable experience, increasing audience engagement. The logical structure he used, the logical flow adheres to a classical triadic structure problem: response and expectation, in fact. However, transition between sections are not sufficiently explicit. The presentation will benefit from verbal signposts such as first, second, next, and finally to guide audience cognition. Due to 2010. Additionally, quantifying milestones, e.g. like 50% access by 2030, will reinforce clarity and memorability. Use of visuals. While visuals effectively depict projected infrastructure expansion, the slides are overly textual, according to Reynolds 2020. Visual economy using minimal text with strong imagery improves audience retention. Converting data tables into simplified infographics or progress bars will make the 10-year roadmap more digestible. Speakers' energetic behavior, that is, speakers' energetic demeanor. Zachary projects professionalism and composure suitable for a technical audience. Nonetheless, the uniform tone and limited gesture range may cause attentional decline over time. Research suggests that moderate energy variation, strategic pauses, and confident gesturing significantly increase message impact, as Lucas said 2020. Slightly elevated energy will align with the inspirational nature of the topic. Clarity of the call to action. The call for the collaboration between public and private sectors is conceptually strong, but operationally that is operationally vague, meaning uncertain or unclear. In strategic communication, specifically, enhance follow through, like what Anderson said 2016, explicitly mentioning the intended partners, participation frameworks, forthcoming investment round will strengthen the actionable dimension. In conclusion, the critic digital analysis and assessment conclude that Zachari's Electrifying Northern Nigeria 2025 to 2035 presentation is technically informative and credible, supported by data and regional context awareness. However, to improve persuasiveness, that is to say, to improve intended, having the power to induce the action or belief, supported by data regional concepts and stakeholder mobilization, the following steps are recommended. 1. Introduce a compelling story or a case example at the opening to humanize the data. Add verbal and visual signposting to improve structure and coherence. Simplify slides using visuals over text and enlarge font for readability. Adopt dynamic delivery techniques, voice modulation, pacing and gestures to maintain engagement. And at the end with a concrete time-bound call to action specifying the next steps and contact points for interested partners. Implementing the refinement will enhance both clarity and persuasion, positioning the initiative as a rallying point for investment and development in Nigeria. Thank you for listening. Thank you very much.